Hi, everybody. I'm going to show you something on the screen here in just a second, but I wanted to share my thoughts about the announcements today. So today is Friday. We made it to the end of the second week of school, and it is going to be a B day today, September 4th. It's a B day. It's also the last day before a 3-day weekend. Monday, the 7th, we don't have school. That's Labor Day. So happy 3-day weekend, and then we'll start back in on the 8th, which is a Tuesday. That's an A day. But for now, September 4th, that's a B day. I have a couple of football announcements. First of all, the seventh grade had a home game. They played under the lights at the Gahanna Lincoln High School football field. It was a lot of fun. The kids played really hard, had touchdowns in three different quarters, but ended up losing to Pickerington. And they played tough throughout. So the seventh grade team lost. The eighth grade team went to Pickerington and they won 8-6. So the difference was a 2-point conversion. Each team scored a touchdown, and that sounds like a big defensive battle. So congratulations, eighth graders. The girls' golf team, they actually won against Columbus School for the girls, Columbus School for Girls. And the score there was 194-177. And in golf, as you might not know, the low score wins. So Gahanna had a 177, CSG 194. So that was a big win for the girls golf team. Way to go. So I want you guys to try to start thinking about how you can be active during the day, particularly when you have an hour and 15 minutes for lunch. So I'm going to challenge you guys, and we're going to start this next week about trying to get some activity done, some workout done, some bike riding, some active thing where you get your heart rate up a little bit, or you're stretching, or you're doing something during that hour and 15 minutes. It's a great time for a ham sandwich, or if you like peanut butter and jelly, or you have leftover spaghetti from last night. That's all great. But you also need to get up and move around. This distance learning is requiring a lot of seat time in front of a screen, and you should probably be trying to avoid that over that hour and 15-minute lunch, and get out and throw a baseball, throw your lacrosse ball into your pitchback, do something so you can get outside. But we're going to have a little contest with that next week, so be looking out for that. So I'm going to show you now. I've got my screen up here. I'm going to show you something that I want you to start thinking about doing over the next couple weeks, because your teachers are now working on putting grades in to Infinite Campus. So if you are curious about what your grades are, go to GahannaSchools.org. That should pull up our district webpage. So this is GahannaSchools.org. That's what the district webpage looks like. If you scroll down just a little bit on this page, you can see the green square. That's called Infinite Campus. Now, if you're in 7th and 8th grade, you should be well aware of what Infinite Campus is. If you were in 6th grade, this might be something new for you to pay attention to, but for everybody, it is important. So as you click on Infinite Campus here, it should bring up a login screen. So you are a campus student. None of you are parents. And then what you would do is put in your username and password right here. Obviously, it's auto-filling my username and password, but I'm not a student, so I couldn't even get in this way. But your username should be your graduation year, then your last name, and your first initial. That's your student username. Graduation year. So for 6th graders, that would be 27. So it would be 27, your last name, first initial. Then your password, you should know your password. It's the same password you're using to log into your Chromebook right now. So again, enter your username, enter your password, and you should be into Infinite Campus. Why that's important is because teachers are entering grades for you. So as you're completing your work, you're completing assignments, you're taking an assessment, you're doing all of those things in class, teachers are going to start putting grades in there for you, and you're going to get a grade. This is not like it was in the spring where everybody got an S or a U. satisfactory or unsatisfactory. This is going to be an A, B, C, D, and there's no middle school student who should be getting a D or an F. I promise. Okay. You need to make sure you're working, and if your grades are lower than you want them to be, make sure you talk to your teachers about that. Send them an email. Ask them if you can meet with them one-on-one during class or in our student connection time before 9:15. So there's a lot of ways you can get help, but one of the ways you can always see what your progress is and know what your current marks are is go into Infinite Campus, just like I showed you here. Lastly, my idiom for the day. And I do like this one. It's barking up the wrong tree. I don't know if you've ever heard that phrase, barking up the wrong tree. So that means you're pursuing something that's probably not right. It's you're taking the wrong course of action. That's what barking up the wrong tree means. And it is probably, although we don't have definitive understanding of what the origin is, but it's probably has to do with hunting. So in they used to have, and they still actually do have hunts, and they hunt with dogs, and dogs can be trained to sniff out whatever prey you're seeking. And a lot of times the dogs will chase their prey up into a tree, and the dogs will bark at the bottom of the tree with their whatever you're hunting up in the tree. Well, sometimes dogs will get it wrong, and they'll think the prey went up one tree and it's not actually up that tree. So the dogs would be at the bottom, the hunters are hunting, and the dogs are barking up this one tree, and they're literally at the wrong tree, and the prey is not up into the tree. It jumped over into another branch of another tree and ran off. And so the dogs were actually barking up the wrong tree. And so it's a literal meaning is almost the same as the idiom meaning, which is you're misguided in your course of action. You're pursuing the wrong course. So barking up the wrong tree, not a good idea. Okay. Have a great Friday. Have a great 3-day weekend. And you guys have been doing really well. I was in several classes today, and I'm really impressed with how things are going for you guys. And your teachers are really have been creative in the work that they're giving you and how they're using the technology. So keep it up. I'm excited for what you guys are learning. I'm so glad we're back, and you guys are back, seeing each other, seeing our teachers, and working together. So take care. We'll see you next week.